What's good, everybody? This episode of the podcast is sponsored by DistroKid. They are the go-to for digital music distribution and the easiest way for musicians to get their music onto Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, TikTok, YouTube, and more. They offer unlimited uploads, and artists keep 100% of their earnings, getting your music onto platforms and into stores 10 to 20 times faster than any other distributor. They help with cover song clearance, automatic splits, and they offer all kinds of tools and templates to help you get the most visibility for your releases. I dig this company and appreciate their business model that offers more features and tools than any other distributor while doing it at the most affordable price for solo artists, bands, DJs, studio artists, and any other creators that are making music or producing music in their home, and they offer label services as well. They've got 3 different tiers that they offer to creators that start as low as $22.99 a year. That's just $1.92 a month. And even their top tier is only $7.50 per month. And the best part about DistroKid sponsoring the podcast is they are offering Dan Cable Presents listeners 30% off their first year of service with DistroKid, making their affordable prices even cheaper for you. I will put that discount link in the episode notes. It will also be in my Instagram bio. Big shout out to DistroKid for sponsoring this podcast for more than 3 years now. Much appreciated. Now let's get into the episode.
Looking down at the corner,
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dan Cable Presents podcast. Thank you for tuning into the program once again. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking out the show. You can find fresh episodes coming at you on Tuesdays. And if you want to help support this thing in a free way, you can do so by clicking subscribe on iTunes, clicking write a review, giving the podcast 5 stars if you feel like it is deserving of so. And that will help propel this thing into the tops of those iTunes charts, giving it more visibility on the national and international levels, helping strangers find the podcast, and just a great way to contribute to the growth and sustainability of this thing. Appreciate the hell out of all the folks that have already taken the time to do so. If you're not listening on Apple, just hit like, follow, subscribe. Wherever you are listening from, if you're watching on YouTube, you can hit subscribe there, and tell a friend about the podcast if you're enjoying this thing. Please do that. Word of mouth is still, I think, maybe the most powerful way to share what is happening here with this podcast. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Very stoked this week on the podcast from right here in Portland, Oregon. Drummer, producer, and composer Domo Branch is on the mics. Just such a great chat with this dude. We had met a couple months back, and I recently saw him play drums with D. Meyerson at the 1905. I got to sit right behind him and see him do his thing on the kit, and just a killer drummer. And I had no idea that he was only 25 until we were mid-conversation, and it's still hard for me to believe, especially after talking to him and having this conversation with him. He just seems like a dude that is so incredibly wise beyond his years, and it just seems like he has a really bright future ahead of him in music, especially if the work thus far and the folks that he's already gotten to play with is any indication of what his future looks like. But just a humble and gracious dude. So I'm so stoked that we got a chance to connect this past week. And Domo, as I mentioned, is from right here in Portland, Oregon, but he went to college out in New York City, and he's been living out there for the most part since then. And when he's not traveling around the world playing music, he is usually out in New York City, but also finding some time to be here in Portland, Oregon as well. He's got a brand new record that is coming out on October 31st. We definitely talk about that in this chat, and we will play the first release from that record called Big Moves to close out the episode. So if you enjoy what you hear in this conversation, please keep up with this dude, show him some love, keep an eye out for that new record, and check out his 2022 release, which is called We Are Made, which you will hear some tunes from that record throughout this episode. And if you are in the Portland area, Domo Branch will be playing at the 1905 here in town on September 7th. It's a killer lineup of musicians playing alongside him for that quartet. May Sun will be on the sax, who was just on the podcast recently. Noah Simpson on the trumpet, who was mentioned in this episode, also a recent guest of the podcast. The incredible Charlie Brown III on keys, and Garrett Baxter is on bass for that show. So September 7th, the 1905, 2 sets that night, 5:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Tickets are still available. That's where I'm planning to be that night. And also banging food over at the 1905, put on by Scorfana, which has been the regular food spot in there for quite some time now. Just great pizza and some other Italian dishes. Great people working in the kitchen there. So with all that, we are going to get into this thing. Links for Domo Branch will be in the episode notes. Big thanks to Domo for taking the time to chat with me, and we're going to kick off the episode with one of my favorite tracks from Domo's We Are Made record. There's a section of that record titled The Journey, and it's just this beautiful stretch of music within that collection of tunes, and this one is called The Ritual from that Journey segment. Hope you enjoy this one. Now let's do the damn thing. That's great. Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Looking good. That's recording. That's firing. Things are happening here, Domo.
Things are happening. We good.
I'm very excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here and excited to be here.
Yeah, I've just been geeking out heavy on your music, and I know you got this new record on the way.
Yes, sir. Hand of Gifts. I'm very excited for it.
I'm stoked to talk about that. But before we get there, just help me understand the path. What was like your early memories of music and getting exposed to hearing music maybe around the house, and your path to becoming a drummer?
Right. So a funny story, actually. I went to go see the movie Drumline when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
This is probably the best thing Nick Cannon has done.
Nick Cannon, dude. I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times.
I got to give him his props because that was a great movie. But really, though, that movie, 2 years old. I went to see it when it first came out.
Yeah.
In the theaters, and I remember right after that going home and just beating on anything I could find, and then I would go to church. And so after church on Sundays, I never played in church, actually, but I would always go up there after, try and beat on the drums. They would let me hang and play the drums after and things, so that was cool. And then kind of always had an interest in the drums.
Yeah.
So by the time I got 7, I started getting drum lessons. My first drum teacher in Portland, Oregon, his name was Alvin. What was his last name? Mr. Alvin, I can't remember his last name, maybe Hall.
Alvin, go ahead and hit us in the chat with that last name.
I think Alvin passed, though. Alvin passed away, actually. But
Alvin,
to Alvin, I'm going to find his name. I got to find it. I'll post it somewhere. But yeah, I got lessons with him, and I only did it for a short amount of time. I was 7.
Yeah.
I was trying to be outside with the homies playing football, basketball. The lessons were Saturday morning at 8 a.m.,
Oh, so you had to get up early as a kid for it on the
And
weekend.
I'm like going to school, you know, I'm hanging out, so I got to go to school every day. This is my one weekend day, really, Friday night, to stay the night at a friend's house. To, you know, couldn't do that because I had drum practice in the morning, drum lessons. So I kind of veered away from that. And then as I veered away from that, other interests come in mind, of course, playing sports and things. But my foot got run over by a train.
Okay.
When I was 8 years old. And so I kind of shifted my future a little bit, I believe. But yeah, I kind of drifted back to the drums. But that wasn't until middle school. So 8, you're about, I think, 3rd, 4th grade. So I did those years, kind of just the recovering years and growing up years. And then I got to 6th grade. And I went to Beaumont Middle School, and I did the symphonic band and the orchestra, and that was really great. I love classical music and that realm of music. But I heard the jazz band, and I was still in my head. I did drum lessons, and I wanted to play the full drum set too, not just the snare or the bass drum. And 7th grade, I got into the beginning jazz band. Had no idea what jazz was, but it kind of struck me. It was just, we met Monday and Friday morning, so I would always have to go into school earlier those days. And yeah, man, I don't know how it grabbed my attention so well, but it did. And the feeling of it, the sound of it, first of all, it's very different from where I come from. I come from North Portland. It's just it's out there.
You weren't hearing a lot of jazz.
Yeah, no, there's
especially
no jazz,
as a young
man.
person,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think sometimes that can be a little difficult to understand. Like, I don't know. I didn't start taking to jazz until I was like in my late 20s, and until I was, I don't know, ready to hear it differently or something, and falling in love with like instrumental music in general. I don't think there's always that exposure as a kid when you're growing up watching Drumline or even like anything happening on the mainstream that you're being exposed to.
Right.
There's not really anything like it.
Yeah, man, we was listening to, I was always, me and my little brother, we was always with our mom, and she'd be bumping like Monica and Keisha Cole, and
I mean, you
bangers though, don't get it twisted. Definitely slaps.
You obviously, that stuff also clearly affected you. That record you made back in 2021 is a lot of R&B and hip hop, and you exploring rapping.
Producing. I produced all of those beats as well.
Okay.
That was really why I put that album out. I didn't know really who I wanted to rap on it, so I was like, I've always kind of rapped too. I've been producing since middle school too, which is why I got into jazz. It kind of connected in that way.
Do you think because you had that early exposure to playing drums, you got some lessons at a really young age, it obviously took to you, like it stuck with you
for sure.
Do you think that made it like really easy in some way for you to understand how to make beats because you understood rhythm from the lens of a drummer, not just someone going in blind to make beats?
Well, I think it was actually the other way around. I think I was trying to play the drums and things, but I was more attracted to the beats and things at first, and I was really just in love with the marching snare.
Yeah.
But like I was very attracted to beats. My pops, he used to rap, so I would be in the studio. I actually got a little song. It's probably like 1 minute, 30 seconds of when I was maybe like 4 or 5 in the studio rapping over a beat. So, I've kind of always had the producing and rapping and that kind of artistic vibe.
Okay.
Until about 7th grade. But I was still making beats, and I still produce until this day,
Yeah.
But it's something about the feeling that you get on the drum set, and also, being able to have that freedom in the music, which is why I like to play it more than producing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was the other way around. It was more producing for me than the drums at first.
But pretty undeniable for you when you started playing drums, that felt like the right thing, and like that it was going to really alter your path and which direction you went in life.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
So like you start playing in the like junior high jazz band that you got exposed to?
Grade.
Okay.
7th grade I did it was Beaumont Bobcats. Cynthia Plank, that's the teacher there still. She's still doing her thing. So shout out to Miss Plank. Thank you very much for everything you've done. But yeah, 7th grade got into that, and then 8th grade I got into the advanced jazz ensemble.
Okay.
And I think 7th grade, the summer going into 8th grade, I did a jazz camp, Mel Brown jazz camp. And Mel Brown is the godfather of drums in Oregon. And he had a jazz camp, and they would do it up in Monmouth at Western Oregon University. And it was incredible because it was a bunch of the local artists, some of our great local talents, all together in one place up there, and having students come from all over Oregon, California, Washington, maybe other places too.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. That was my first experience of something like that. Just a jazz camp all week. It was music, drums, lessons, rehearsals, and then shows at the end of the week.
And you're getting educated by like you're saying, like Mel Brown, like real jazz heads, like people that played with legendary folks, and like I'm sure they were also the people that were probably playing regularly at Jimmy Mac's when it was around.
Absolutely.
So did you find it like really easy to commit yourself to drums and learning? Like, did the discipline for you come pretty easily because you were so hyped about playing, or was there like some sort of struggle and barrier there?
Man, there was a barrier because I'm the only one that's out of all my friends, well, not all my friends now, but in that time, middle school, like I'm the only one that's like jazz, drums, drum sets, like gigs, shows, That's not where we came out of, so that wasn't really a part of it. So it was so different, and it was hard to, I still loved it. I was always doing the music.
Yeah.
These camps, I was always trying to get it. I remember I had a band in 8th grade, actually, at the school, Beaumont, that I was going to, and I was trying to go back to Mel Brown Jazz Camp, but I wasn't going to be able to afford it. And I remember, like, all of the folks in my band, we all put money up together on one of our gigs, and they just gave it to me so I can go to the jazz camp. I'll never forget that. They did that for me. That was really sweet of them.
That's amazing.
So I always like to be around it.
Yeah.
But it was hard to really want to practice, and I kind of had a natural talent, blessed. Thank you.
You're able to lean on that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely have leaned on that. It wasn't until maybe my junior year of college, it was 2021 or right after during COVID.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I'm gonna really start to practice all the time, like every day. I was really trying to, and then that album came out, where 2021, Painful Truth, where I was rapping and things. So I was rapping, producing, writing music, and practicing the drums. That's when I kind of started getting a lot more serious about it.
Did you go to school to play music, like on a music degree?
Yes.
So you must have been like pretty naturally gifted if you felt like your practice wasn't necessarily where it needed to be able to get into some sort of music program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I worked really hard. I did in high school. I worked really hard.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in the way of at the drums practicing. Like, it was more, I'm listening a lot. I was always listening to music and kind of practicing mentally. I didn't have drums at the house. I couldn't afford my own drum set for a while. And my grandmother, me and her bought a drum set together, or maybe she bought it for me. I can't remember. But so that was my drum set. But then I couldn't really practice at home because it's too loud.
Yeah.
So I would always, once I got to high school, I would always, freshman year, try and go early, get into the school early so I can just go into the practice room and try and practice a little bit before school started,
Yeah. So you had the dedication. You loved it. It seems
I loved it, but I wasn't really practicing on the drums like I should have, though.
All right. But it's, I don't know.
It was more of a mental practice
Yeah.
that I had then. Now I'm always practicing on the actual drums.
Yeah.
You know, it's a difference.
But, you know, jazz and improvised music and maybe just being a drummer across the board, like, it always feels like listening is such a huge component.
Absolutely.
Like, what do you think helped you develop as a good listener? Was it just your curiosity for listening to records, or?
I mean, it's like we're having a conversation right now, and I wouldn't know what to say if I wasn't listening to you.
Yeah, fair.
We couldn't even have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know? And so when it comes to the music, it's like, first of all, I get a feeling from listening to the music. It's just a joy. It makes me happy when somebody is swinging or when there's good, you know what I mean? We were just talking about this Art Blakey record right here.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, I used to struggle listening to Art Blakey in middle school for years, but I liked listening to the band because it felt good, but I never understood his playing.
Yeah.
So I didn't like listening to it at first. But then you have to really understand. It's just like you sit back and you can be quiet and listen to it. You can really start to understand it instead of questioning everything. If you can just sit back and listen to what's happening, there's people communicating fast-paced at a high level on a different instrument.
It blows me away. And do you think that's like really unique to jazz, or do you think that's like instrumental music in general, like that level of communication that you have with people without, I guess, music without like that sometimes doesn't have structure?
Yeah.
You know, because it feels like, you know, a pop song that is played the same way every time, like you're using like certain cues maybe, or like you just have it kind of locked in your mind. But like these jazz records and, you know, these moments of improvisation just seems like you have to communicate with the folks you're playing with on such a different level musically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a difference. I do think there is a difference. I think that with jazz, you have the most freedom, but also you have to be in control at the same time. You know, so there's a certain boundary that you have. It's almost like life. Like we have the most freedom as people, but then there's also certain boundaries and certain things, right, that you just can't do. You can do that in all music, but I think jazz really shows that. And then it also shows how you have to work together with people. It's like if musicians could, if jazz musicians in this sense that have this kind of view could somehow make that into a reality for the world, where people have to figure out how to work together despite them not liking each other, despite them, you know, the colors of their skin, like being able to work together to create something beautiful. If they can do that, then I think we would have a better world. But anyway, that's a grand scheme of things. But you know, how about this? I'll give you an example. For the new album coming out, we did all of those in one take. I sent the music maybe a week before. They all checked it out or whatever. Then we got there and I explained the songs to them. I explained vibe.
Yeah.
And then we just played. And that's all you needed. It was like silent communication. The music was telling us where we had to go.
How many times would you say maybe you hit each song when you're?
Oh no, it was one. Two.
You hit it all once.
Oh no, all of those were we did one. It was like, all right, that's good. Next one, that's good. I think we did maybe one song twice, but that's because we had like messed up in the middle. Entrance.
What do you like about an approach to making a record like that, where like you don't really ever like rehearse these songs or like play them with the band? You just like compose the music, send it their way, and you just trust everybody is going to come prepared and come with their best intentions to serve the song. Like what is it about like that style, that approach that feels good to you?
Well, I think it's just the most raw and and vulnerable you can get. I mean, I've also been in studio where we do 3 days and we going in every day and doing multiple takes a song.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different approach. That's great because you get to really squeeze everything you can out of the songs. Also, we just got off the road playing them too, so we know them very well. So you do that 3 consecutive days, you get the best of the best that you can. You know, but when you have one day and you got a couple hours, you know, you go in there and then you can be yourself. I think that I like that approach because you also got to know the people, right?
Yeah.
I know all of those guys that I recorded with. They're some of my closest friends, some of my closest, you know. So I'm going to send them the music. I know that they respect me and they love me enough to check out my stuff.
Yeah.
So, and they know we're going to the studio, you know.
Yeah. It's their name on it too.
Yeah.
In some way, you know, like it's a collective thing
Yeah.
of like you don't want to show up and unprepared or not there to, you know, come through.
Absolutely. And also, I'm a person where, yeah, it's my band, it's my record, my music, but that's not how I work. It's we all doing this.
Yeah.
So I want you to come up with ideas. I always ask like, hey, do you think I should change this? What do y'all think? How can I make this better for you guys as well? You know, because we're all doing this trying to create something, you know?
Yeah.
So I can have a vision about it.
Yeah.
But you know, I want them to be themselves in the music. And that's why I like that approach. You can do that over 3 days. You can do that over 5 days.
Yeah.
But I think it's just raw. Because the songs were birthed.
Well, it feels like it's alive too.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, capturing some unplanned magic in some ways.
What do you think? You heard it?
Oh, I mean, I just think that's like always going to be impressive to me that there's no like, I mean, I know it's a bunch of like killing players, but like that's always going to be impressive to me that you never played those songs really together prior to jumping in there. But I think it definitely attributes to it feeling alive and like there's undeniable feel when I think when it is that raw and there is no like studio magic happening, you know, and everybody's just responding kind of for the first time too, which is great. It's kind of like if we had to like recreate this conversation, you know, it would be weird.
It would be weird. And it wouldn't
You
work.
know? No, it wouldn't. We'd have to kind of go about it a much different direction.
But that's the joy I get of playing jazz. It's like we can have the same topic, same conversation, but it's going to be different every single time.
Yeah.
Versus you playing a pop gig or something, you got the same vibe. You know how it's going to feel. It's
Yeah.
the same tempo. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
Jazz has the unknown.
Do you think it would be harder for you to do the more regimented stuff in that fashion? Like if that was your day-to-day gig to play in a pop band or something, do you think that would be almost more difficult, even though maybe the playing technically wouldn't be as challenging?
Well, no, that's challenging too. All music is challenging because it has its different attacks that you have to use. Or,
Yeah.
you know, so all music, that pop music is very challenging, for at least for a drummer. I don't know, because it is pocket. You can sit with a metronome, but being able to make it feel good with that metronome and having it lock in and being able to do all these amazing fills, that's not easy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I personally don't feel that it's that freeing.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I could do it. I don't think that's what my heart will want me to do. I
Yeah.
like to have my freedoms in my music.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's just a little limiting playing certain pop gigs or pop music, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing against the musicians. I mean, it's great music. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's amazing music. And it is a hard thing to do. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like a different kind of freedom with my music, a different kind of spiritualness,
Yeah.
you know.
Is that also part of like you know, making a record like that? Does it just kind of help you get out of your own way too, with just trying to like perfect it in some way or keep hammering it away at it over and over instead of just seeing what comes out of that initial spark?
That's a good question. I don't really think I have. I mean, every time I'm gonna play, I always give it my all. Like, I'm not gonna. That's just regardless. Like, I could not be here after the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it everything I can.
Yeah.
So even in the studio, I think, rather, I don't know if it matters. I think if we're gonna go 3 days, I'm gonna do that every day.
Yeah.
Go hard for those 3 days, versus if I'm gonna do it the first day. And that's, if it's perfect, it's perfect. If it's not, that's the best I got.
Absolutely.
I gave you absolutely everything I could for these songs.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm in the studio.
I asked your friend Noah Simpson, your collaborator and friend, just, I just wanted to try to get some sort of sense, like, what do you like about playing with Domo? And he's, one of the things he mentioned was that it's always 100% with you, and the venue or the audience doesn't matter, and that it's always a blessing for you to play, and that you're just gonna go in.
You have to. Man, look, my foot got ran over.
Yeah.
By a train. I don't have toes on my left foot. I could not be here right now. That's just a big thing that happened. But shoot, we go through little things all the time. Those near crashes we got on the freeway, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
It's real though. Like, we can be gone like that. And the fact that we get to sit here right now and talk to these beautiful people that's gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Be in this building. Got this vibe in here, The fact we can listen to these records.
Yeah.
The fact we can go to shows, that's a beautiful thing. So the fact that I can travel around the world at 25 and make music and play with people who are trying to actually make music as well, I'm going to give it my all. Because why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. How is that, has the situation with your foot, has that like actually affected the way, since drums involves your feet so much?
Right.
Like, have you had to adapt to playing maybe differently than other people, like in your style, or is it kind of not really get in the way of anything?
I don't think it's really gotten in the way. Now, it definitely hurts. Like, I'll be on tour. I mean, I deal with it every day pretty much, But being on tour and walking a lot, I can't walk a lot because it starts getting rough. And sometimes, I'll just have to lay out on the hi-hat a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's not that bad, because then I just make this side better.
Yeah,
or,
for sure.
Or make it sound as if the hi-hat was there,
Yeah.
Or try my best to. But no, I don't think it's gotten in the way. I fear that it can. So I'm doing things now to try and hopefully do something about this.
Yeah.
Because this is not a regular thing. So I don't know. Hopefully in the future it will never get in the way of me playing the drums.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly, like, it's not like listening you would ever be able to identify anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I was just like more curious from like a technique perspective, if
right.
you had to like approach it differently, or like, maybe get stronger in other places, like you're saying. If you do need to lay off the hi-hat, you can supplement that somewhere and make up for it somewhere where it's just like not noticeable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of funny though, because I think I play around with my hi-hat foot a lot anyways. Like like I'm always dancing with the hi-hat. So it's kind of interesting. It's like, dang, no toes, but you're still doing all of that. What's wrong with you? That's what I think to myself, at least. It's like, you should just chill out. But the music, man,
Yeah.
music will talk, and that's what it's got to be.
Tell me about music being this this tool for healing.
Yeah, man. You quite rarely go into a building or get into the car or anywhere and you don't hear music. Like you usually always hear music. Could you imagine walking everywhere and there's just silence? It would be kind of awkward. It would probably be cool, but kind of awkward. But I think that music has the... Well, first of all, let me back up, right? We all are based off of like vibrations and energy and, you know, such and such like that. And so when we're talking about music, music is a vibration. You know, it's a language through vibrations and sound. And so when we're dealing with music in the right frequency, you get healed. You know, you go sit by the ocean and you feel, I mean, everyone just completely feels a certain relief, right?
Yeah, no
You go
doubt.
to the ocean and you're like,
It's
that sound,
relief.
the feeling, it's relief. It almost feels like you're being healed. Something is doing something. It's making you feel better.
You're at peace
You're
in
at
some
peace
way.
with
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that same way through music. Music is just another life force, you know? So I just see it as, okay, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to use my music and how I want it to portray and what I want it to do for people is to heal them, is to motivate them, is to inspire them. Just like if I eat an orange, I want that to, you know, fill me with nutrients, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, but with my music.
Is that because that's what music has done for you?
Absolutely.
Ultimately?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was in Hawaii yesterday, and I got to take my brother there for his 21st birthday. And we were looking over at the ocean. We had this nice, beautiful view, and I look over at him, and I said, man, the drums and my music got me here.
That's incredible, you know? I think it's fun to like acknowledge that in certain places, especially when you're maybe touring.
Yeah.
You know? And I've got to do some touring over the last like 3 or 4 years, and it always kind of blows my mind, you know, that like, oh, music
Right.
got me here.
Yep.
You know?
And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. You go to, I mean, anywhere, Spain, you don't speak the language. You go to Costa Rica, you don't speak the language. Puerto Rico, you don't speak the language, but you can go to the music.
Yeah.
And if you understand the music or a certain vibe of the music, then you can start communicating.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the fun of going to see music in languages that you don't always understand, you know, is that vocal often just becomes like another layer of instrumentation instead of narration for you. You know, like you kind of got to just like decipher it how you can and let it hit you how it hits you. And kind of my joy for instrumental music is that way a lot of the time, is that there isn't like that narration, but it seems like you have definitely like shown your appreciation for both, like this instrumental music and music with vocals and you know, maybe some singing or narration or rapping or whatever, but like what do you love about both of those things?
Well, the fact that I can portray my message and healing people and motivating people and inspiring people. That's what I love about it. It's just another tool. Like I play the drums, but the drums are not me, right? That's just a tool for me to explain what I'm trying to do. That's a tool for me to be a doctor. Stethoscope.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm learning how to use it so I can communicate not only to my bandmates and other musicians to portray this message that I would like to give to the people, but to the people as well.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then I write songs with vocals too. And I love vocals because, I mean, everybody loves vocals. It's easier to understand what we got going on
For
the
sure.
bandstand. You know?
Yeah.
So everybody loves vocals. I've been listening to a lot of Ray Charles, and I'm trying to think, how can I portray that feeling that he had in spirit without the lyrics? Because you hear a lot of lyricless, songs instrumental music that
Yeah.
are playing melodies, you know. But they don't have a feeling. They just a melody. And that's cool too. But I want to be able to like have a melody that I write and you just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I hear exactly what you're saying.
How do you do that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But if I can figure that out, I mean, it's not impossible. You know, many people do that. Like it's not impossible. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
But I would love to understand, like, how can I create the feeling that vocalists can get with their singing and how they're singing it through melodies.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, how do you feel like you like developed and carved out your voice on the drum set? And like being a drummer who is a music composer, like are you, when you're not like producing, like are you actually writing from the drum kit? Or is there like other instruments that like you use as your composing tools? Like,
once again, it's all just different tools. Like I tried to play the trumpet when I was in college. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I can get a sound. And so because I was able to get a sound, I actually wrote a song on the trumpet, or at least a melody that I was able to play.
yeah.
And once I did that, I took it to the piano. I can't really play the piano,
Yeah.
but I have a great ear to where I can hear what I'm trying to do. So I got to sit there for hours and figure it out, but
Yeah.
that's all right. You know, but that's mostly my tool is the piano.
Okay.
I can hear melodies very well, or I can like read a sentence
Yeah.
and come up with a melody from that. But then sitting at the piano, just because I don't know my stuff well there,
Yeah.
it takes longer to come up with the arrangement or the song or whatever that may be. But I have arranged and composed from the drum set too, where I'll just start playing and I'll sing a melody over it. And so whatever I'm playing is actually complementing the melody. So that's the new song, I guess.
Do those feel like very different for you? Like when you're doing one versus the other?
Yeah, one is more patient. When I'm playing the piano, I mean, just because I don't know the piano well.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be more patient, but also it's more opportunities to really move around my ideas, to really understand if that, you know, maybe I don't like that chord that as well as I thought. So I can explore the different options. When I'm on the drums, I just hear a melody and then I'm playing with it. And then maybe the bass lines or start to come in or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's a different approach there.
You got to have good touch to be a good drummer.
Yeah.
And you seem to have exceptional touch. Like,
Oh, thank you.
how do you feel like what helped you develop that and, you know, to feel real good with it?
Well, I think that trying to develop a good touch on the drums, it just takes time. I'm still working on the touch. To be able to hit the drum exactly how you would like to at a certain point.
Yeah.
On the fly, you know? Or to be able to hear the drum, to be able to play it how you're hearing it. It takes a long time. I think, sometimes I'll just sit with the ride cymbal and play it in different areas, crash it in different areas. Or, you know, I would just practice on the snare drum, try and do different accents and things like that, different sounds, you know. I would practice also with one other person or something. We would do like duo, and I would only do the hi-hat. We'll play a song and we'll just practice it, but I'm only playing the hi-hat. And then I'd only play the ride cymbal. Then I'd only play the snare. So how can I get creative with just one drum or one thing with this other person, you know? So it takes out all of my limbs and all of the voices, and it just has one with the other person. So trying to figure out how you can be creative in different ways makes you have to figure out the touch part.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be hitting the bell all kind of ways.
Yeah, I think maybe for like a casual music fan, listener, or someone that goes to shows, like, may not understand like the precision you have to get the sounds you want out of any of your drums or cymbals. Like it's not just about having like really great rhythm and like being on time and being that metronome. Like you also like have to hit very specific parts of these drum heads or these cymbals to, like you're saying, to get what you want out of it and the way it's supposed to sound.
Yep. And I think it also comes with imagination. Like when I play the brushes, and when I play the brushes, I'm not thinking of the brushes. I'm thinking of the ocean. And I want that wave sound to come up. Shh. Shh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of that stuff. Or when I'm, it's just I'm not thinking about the drums. I'm thinking about the world. How can I make this tool that's right in front of me, the drums, sound like the world in the context of whatever the song we're playing, So I think imagination is a big thing for any instrumentalist, and vocalist. Anyone artistic, imagination is very important. But definitely it helps with your touch, because if you want the brushes to sound like the ocean, then you need to get your touch together to make it sound like the ocean.
Yeah. You don't just become the ocean.
Yeah, you can't just do that. You got to understand how it works and take your time with it. And then then you can get close.
So most of the time when you're playing drums now, do you feel like you're that you don't have to like really think when you're playing, or like that you can get yourself into a mindset where you're really just feeling it and responding to things rather than being in your head about it at all?
I'm happy that you asked this question. I am completely gone when I'm playing the drums.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I have, I think because I always want to play for someone that I love, which means I'm always going to do the best that I can. I don't have any worries of having myself in the way. It doesn't matter what I'm playing, because I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm listening, and I'm so involved into what's happening, I don't exist. It sounds crazy. It really does. But it's completely the music and the ether coming through me when I'm playing.
Yeah. It's like that 100%.
That's it.
Presence.
Yeah, like you're completely gone. And then it's one thing to see when you look around on the bandstand. I remember the first time I felt this, it scared me because it was in the middle of a show. I was actually in Texas playing with Jazz at Lincoln Center. And I remember we were in the middle of a song. I look to my left, I see Wynton Marsalis, I see the trumpet section, trombone section, saxophone section, Carlos Enriquez on the bass, and then all of these people out in the audience. And I just remember thinking, and this is all in the middle of a song, man. I just remember thinking, wow, I don't exist right now. Wynton doesn't exist. The band doesn't exist. These people are not even here. The only thing that's happening right now is the sound and the music, and it's happening together. It's like one thing. That's the only thing that was happening. Nobody existed. And you're gone.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling that I always want to get to, which is why I always give it 100%.
Does it always feel like pretty easy to slip into it, like from the jump, or like does it take a minute or a song for you to get there, or do you feel like first note hits and you're gone?
Count off. 1, 2, I'm already out of there.
Doesn't matter where you were before.
No, I'm trying to be. And I get nervous before shows, butterflies, all that, But once we start, once it's time to go, it's time to go. You can't think about anything.
Yeah.
Because if you start thinking, you've missed it. Time is moving too fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the time is already ahead of you if you're thinking. So you don't have time. Get out of the way. Allow the music to talk.
I have in my notes, like, just listening to your music and the record that followed Pain and Truth.
Mm-hmm. Or Painful Truth.
Painful Truth.
Yeah.
The
We Are Made is the
We Are Made record, that, like, it feels like, and I don't know if this relates to you being gone, or like that presence that you're tapping into with playing the music. But I just kind of it feels like there's like this real breath like built into things, like, and it feels like it's built in like very intentionally to have these moments of breathing with the music, and maybe in some of the intros and things like that on that record, and specifically like that warrior section of that record. And I don't know, does that feel accurate to you?
Absolutely.
Like, is that like something that you're building in pretty intentionally?
Well, I kind of, yes and no. The music, especially that music from that record, was more deeper, and heavier. It's just heavy music. I mean, We Are Made I wrote that kind of based off of my father being killed and kind of overcoming that pain. It's just like, okay, that's where we're at, I miss him.
Yeah.
This is where I'm living now. From our past, we are made, right? That's what the lyrics is. And then I wrote another song, It's 'Cause of You. I wrote that for my grandmother. She just always has put so much into my musical side. My mom has always had to work so much, so my grandmother has always been there and helpful, very helpful for my music side. And, that was just attributed to her. And then the whole journey was deep for me, the suite that I wrote, because it was a big transition in my life, being at school and understanding how the world can work.
Yeah.
It's like you have to become a warrior for this.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. And you got to go through a ritual. You got to do something repetitive just to build. If I want to be great at the drums, I need to sit my butt down and practice. That's the ritual.
But yeah, I think that like that sort of stuff, developing that discipline usually like is helpful for your mental in general. Like it can help you make you feel whole, I think, in some ways,
Absolutely.
And obviously, I don't know, man, like listening to your music, it's just like undeniably like very emotive to me. It feels like you process a lot through the music.
Yeah, man.
And that's whether you're doing it with vocals or just instrumentally,
Well, that's why you need that breath.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. It's like, wow, this song is heavy. This song is nice, pretty, and heavy at the same time.
Yeah.
So many emotions in one song. That's how I like to view it.
Yeah.
Because that's one day. It's a day of life,
Definitely.
So you're going to go through the ups and downs of your day, and that's what you get in that song, or a song that I like to write. So that's why you need those breaths in the entire overlook of the album, because if not, you just got hit in the face with a bunch of like deep and heavy stuff, and I don't want to leave you with that.
Yeah.
I want to leave you with the good.
You just have this way of like easing into things at the right times, it feels like, instead of just hitting it hard from the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you do like a little bit more of that in this new record, but I think, it's a completely like different feel. Like,
yeah.
And, but yeah, just definitely appreciate the emotion that you're able to get out, both instrumentally and with lyrics. And I think like if it feels like pretty heavy, like you can tell it comes from a heavy place,
right?
There's joy in it too,
mm-hmm.
no doubt, but I just appreciate how you like process through the music. And has that like always felt like a real safe place or an important place for you to explore your emotions?
Yeah, I think that music can be at its best when a person is in their most vulnerable self, you know. And so I think that that's where the music comes from. It's like, this is my heart on my sleeve, and it's in my music. You know, I really want to help people. I really want to heal people. Just, you go downtown or anywhere in Portland, really, you see all these people on the street, man. I really want to help them. If I had a bunch of money, you don't understand. I'm dead serious. I would help them as much as I could. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And so all of that is coming out in my music. Because it's a battle that we all have to face, whether we like it or not. The rich is still got to look at these people on the street. No matter what.
Yeah.
They can get in their fancy cars, they can fly. It don't matter. You're still going to know about these people on the street. You're still going to know about people being killed. Racism is still here.
Yeah, I mean, you made a whole record.
You know what I'm saying?
About that, and like, yeah, I mean, it's. I think it is heavy, like listening to that particular record, just because like it is very present, and like especially like where we're at right now, like maybe more, you know, divisive and divided as ever.
Yeah, man.
That like I have seen, but also like unfortunately it seems like a lot of people don't like want to look at those truths, and they do want to like figure out how to ignore it and like pretend that like racism doesn't exist on like that sort of level. And yeah, it's just,
that's why I do the music.
Yeah,
because it's the truth.
Well, it just must be like such a positive way to express it too.
Positive and negative.
Yeah.
You know, positive and negative. You was talking about my brother Noah Simpson earlier. He wrote a song called Black America, KKK, in the word, America, and it's based off of two young black men who were killed by police, Cameron Lamb and Malik Williams. We going in on that song.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you have to, right?
You have to.
There's no like, what's the other option?
Yeah. It's like, okay, we have to tell the truth. At least I always want to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Period. In the music and even outside of the music. And so that's just what it's going to be regardless. You're going to get some stuff that's like, dang, that's kind of rough, Dom. Like, that's kind of, well, that's what it is out here. It's life.
Yeah.
Life is rough sometimes.
Yeah.
And you want to not acknowledge it. So here's my music. If you want to listen to the album, that song is on there.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that stuff, don't listen. Okay, whatever. But it's there for you to listen to.
Yeah. As far as like the positive I was talking about, like, do you feel like that's like, does that feel empowering or like a good place, like for you to put that energy and get to, you know?
Yeah, I think all of it is coming out of a place from love. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not putting out deep music to not help. Like, no, it has to. It's definitely from a place of love. I mean, I think that you know, it's education.
Yeah.
You know, the more that people can get educated, the more that I think the clearer minds we will have. You know, people don't want to, like you just said, people don't want to see this stuff. They don't want to talk about this stuff because it's hard to deal with. But we need to come to terms with all of this stuff.
Yeah. It's cool getting to listen to something like, you know, A Painful Truth, and then listen to your other music, just because it's so obviously different. Made in such a different space, and like, and getting to like hear your love for producing and, you know, exploring the vocals a little bit more. And you got Rashid Jamal on that record, man. One of my like all-time favorite Portland rappers. He did this podcast like real early on in me doing it, like probably close to, you know, 8-9 years ago. And I think he is just like one of those he's one of the secret weapons of Portland, you know? Like he's very he's very intentional, it seems like, with his time and like when he's going to perform live. So now everybody has like gotten to experience the gift of that energy, but I was very hyped to find him on that record for sure.
Yeah, he's a very special dude. I actually haven't talked to him in a long time. I'm gonna call him today. Now that I'm happy we talking about him. I'm gonna call you today, bro. Answer or not, you're gonna get a call. No, man, that's a special dude, man. That's a special dude, and beautiful music, beautiful soul in and outside of the music.
Absolutely
strives, and I love that. I love that.
West Coast Portland rapping. Talk to me right quick, my G. I ain't even know you rap, you a cold piece. On the drums, world tour with a cold freak. Quiet mode, sip sync off of slow licks. A lot of cats got talent, but they don't pick. Concentrated effort till the dough comes. Never stop expressing yourself, bro, you the chose one. Marching to the tune of your own drum. Don't get distracted when these hoes come. Just make hits like a factory. Visualize the day that they gon' manifest reality.
You talked about maybe your junior year of college being like the year where things shifted for you, where you really thought like, or slipped into gear about, you know, practicing more and getting better at your craft. What was the switch? What triggered that? What changed?
Man, you know, I think I kind of got out of my own way. You know, my freshman and sophomore year at school part was fine. But mentally, I've never been that far away from family. I'm a family's guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I am. I love my family. I love families. I love being around my people, you know. And I was just so far away. I was in New York. Mostly all my family is here. You know, so I was all the way over there.
Where'd you go to school?
Manhattan School of Music.
Okay.
Presidential scholarship.
All right.
And they hooked me up. Stefan Harris.
So yeah, all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah, man. And it was, you know, those first 2 years was rough, just adjusting. And then COVID happened, and I was here for quite some time. Then I went back over there junior year, stayed in the dorms, and I was just like, man, there's nothing else to do. Anyways, still kind of COVID time, you know, so school was real weird. You know, we'd had a bunch of online classes, but I was still in the dorms.
Yeah.
And then we started doing it was just really weird. So I was just like, man, there's nothing else to do. And, you know, I also started seeing what it took to become great. Like, my mind shifted. It shifted from, I want to be famous and I want to be out here top drummer, or it shifted to, I want to be great at the drums and at music, you know, whether people like me or not.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get so good, like Kobe Bryant, like, I want to get so good that people they just hate you.
Yeah.
Because you're so good, you know? I don't know if that's really what I want. I want everybody to love me. I'm kind and a sweetheart. But I want to be that good to where people are like, damn, man, here he come again.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Great show, at least. Yeah. we know what it's going to be.
Domo got the gig again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to be that good, you know?
Yeah.
I really want to be that good. And I think I started feeling that in junior year. I was listening to a lot of Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
And kind of where I got my rapping inspiration a little bit from. I don't think I'm going to be a rapper. I'm not really into that. But as far as the energy and the vibe behind Nipsey, is just like, this is a marathon.
Yeah.
You know, we got to work. You got to put in, you got to run your laps. Ground and pound, feet, you know, let's go.
Free throws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of got a lot of that from him. Just that motivation. So that's where the rap album came, Painful Truth, and then even then I kept it going. It's like, let's keep it going. Wrote that other music throughout my junior and senior year and recorded it. And that was it.
Yeah. Did you get to play a lot while you were going to school out in the city, or was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, as soon as I got there, I don't really know how it happened, but as soon as I got there, I was blessed, man. My first gig in New York was with a trumpet player named Sean Jones, who's one of the top trumpet players in the world. We played at this club called Jazz Standard, and I subbed for Obed Calvert, the drummer. Did 2 nights. 2018, I was 18, just got over there. Yeah, so then the next month, October, I got called to sub for Jazz and Lincoln Center to come sub for a rehearsal. I'm like, man, I just got here. How is all of this stuff happening? You know, I couldn't even really process, you know, because I was still dealing with the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm all the way over here. I miss my family. I miss Portland, you know, so yeah, man, I was working a lot. Like, I started getting gigs. I went out of the country professionally. Yeah, man, it was cracking as soon as I got there.
Did it, because it all happened so quickly, do you think that was helpful in maybe you not getting in your head about it, or like just being able to show up and be confident in your playing, or was there any like level of imposter syndrome of like, how am I here? Like, how is this happening? I still think that.
Till today, I still think that. You know, I still think, man, I don't know how I'm really here, because okay, I'm lying. I'm shifting that. That mentality has shifted, because I work hard, man. I really do. But now I do. But before, all of those opportunities like that, those gigs that I was just mentioning and stuff like that, I honestly don't know how all that stuff was happening. I got a presidential scholarship to school. I have no debt. Everything paid for. I don't know how that happened. I wasn't practicing that much, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm serious. I'm like, damn, how did this happen?
I mean, I think that is a testament to the gift you must have at the kit then, man. Like,
I guess so.
I don't think they just, like, gave somebody that was undeserving.
Yeah.
You know, whether you were maybe practicing as much as you thought you should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have the gift. So that was obviously recognized by somebody.
I guess so. But I'll tell you what, every time I've been, you know, recognized in that kind of way, where people are, you know, they can see something in me, you know, I've never forgotten about it, and I don't take it for granted. I was in school busting my tail. I ain't lying to you.
Yeah.
I didn't like school, but I was in there grinding because I go to school for free.
Yeah.
They put trust into me, you know, so I want to at least let them know, like, hey, thank y'all so much for this opportunity, and I am going to do hard work here.
Well, even if you didn't particularly, like, love the school work, were there some, like, who were the people you got to learn from there that had a big impact on where you're at now?
Man, there's a bunch of people in there. I mean, Arturo Ferro's a great pianist and composer. Man, it's like a big brother of mine. Stefan Harris, he ran the program. He actually called me to tell me about my scholarship. Vibraphonist, thought leader, musician, just overall just a great educator, just great.
Yeah.
Stefan Harris, worked with him. Buster Williams, I worked with Buster Williams, who is one of the greatest bass players and, in my opinion, educators to ever walk the planet of Earth. I studied with him 3 years, sophomore through senior year. And full circle, actually, I recently played a gig with him. First gig ever with him. And I believe he taught me how to play music, honestly. He taught me how to understand music. And we played a gig here in Portland at the 1905.
That's amazing, dude.
Full circle, and it was incredible. I mean, it felt like we've been playing for a long time. So that was really cool.
What was it about, like, his approach to teaching that, like, really connected with you and helped you understand music differently?
I think he was just able to articulate it to me and help me understand that it's another language and you have to communicate but also yield to it. You know, it's like you have to just be able to let go of everything and yield to what the music is going to tell you.
Yeah.
And if you have the patience and you're vulnerable enough and not scared, then the music is going to do exactly that. You know,
Yeah.
It allows the breaths. It allows the flows. It's coming right through you. You know.
That's another thing that Noah said about you, that you hear everything, and that you're always gonna respond to what's happening, and where you want the music to go or where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think it's important. I mean, you know, it's almost like you just gotta trust your gut and just let go, and whatever you're gonna do, just know that it's gonna be with the music. You know,
Yeah.
you're free falling, and the music is there as your support.
Did you hang around New York City very long after you finished school there, or did you bounce back to Portland pretty quickly?
Yeah, so I did school. I graduated in 22. I came back here for maybe about 7-8 months. But in those 7-8 months, I was really just traveling a bunch, touring.
Yeah.
And then I got a place in New York after that. So I was there. I've been there since. I'm just not moving to New Jersey, but I'm kind of more back and forth between Portland and there.
Yeah.
I want to really figure this out because I think it's important that I'm here giving back as well as I am over there.
Yeah.
Building, you know.
Is that like purely just feel like there's more opportunities to play regularly and be around like maybe the musicians that you want to be around right now?
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's just I don't really like it over there, to be honest with you. It's too much going on.
It's a lot compared to here.
Yeah,
You know?
but it's enough for me to be out of the way, to be able to like. Cause here I'm always in too much stuff here. You know, school starts, I'm teaching, or I like to do things. I don't even ask for money most of the time when I'm going out to do this stuff. Really,
Yeah.
going to teach, going to run out to different schools. Can I come help? I would love to come in and help with the schools. You know, SEI, I would love to come and do some stuff. You know, talk to some students or whatever I can. You know, so when I'm here, I'm always doing stuff like that and in the community, and I don't get to really hone in on me and my stuff. When I'm over there, it's like, okay, there's so much going on here anyways. I can play my gigs and do my thing, and I can hone in on my own stuff there versus when I'm here and I'm doing a bunch of stuff for everybody else.
Yeah.
Respectfully, though, I love to do that, but I need to have a balance of that.
For sure.
Because I still have to build my stuff so I can be able to come back and help even more, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the main reason why I need to be over there.
Yeah. What's been some of your favorite, like, most memorable gigs that you've gotten to play thus far? Are there some that stand out?
Man, definitely. The most recent one actually was the one at the 1905. Buster Williams and George Colligan and myself. Because George has been playing in Buster's band for the last 25 or plus years. So they know each other very closely. And then I know George very well, George Colligan very well from here. You know, I didn't study with him, but I was playing with him when I was in high school, and I've worked with him a lot in my band and in his band, you know.
Yeah.
And then me and Buster, he taught me. And so it was just like a full circle. And then the music, it was exactly what I was talking about. And it was the first time in a long time where I felt everybody was gone. Everybody was gone. It was only the music there. And I thought that was a beautiful feeling. It was also beautiful for me because I got to play with Buster Williams, who was my teacher in college.
Yeah.
I thought that was really amazing and incredible, and a scratch off the bucket list for me, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching some of that set earlier. People can check that out. It's on the YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
On 1905, I believe.
Check it out. Buster
you can watch the entire show streamed there.
Yeah, there's 2 shows up, actually. Go check it out.
What do you like about maybe doing something like maybe like a pickup gig like that, where you're playing with maybe a couple people, even though you're familiar with those people, you haven't played with them before, versus playing with an ensemble of people that you're like really comfortable with?
And you said, what do I think about it?
No, like what do you like about, like what do you like about them differently? You know, one versus the other, because I think that's like the other thing that always, you know, blows me away about really incredible musicians is their ability to just like play with strangers that they've never played with and just, you know, play off the chart, know the music, or and it's not like exclusive to jazz. I was actually just like talking to this dude Wade Sapp, who is a country musician, but more in like the honky tonk world, where there's still like a lot of jamming moments and like, you know, there's a lot of pickup bands in that world as well.
Yep.
But yeah, like what do you get out of each of those things? Like playing with strangers or people you've never played with versus those bands that you've assembled and maybe like played with a lot.
Yeah, well, I think right off the bat you learn a lot about people once you start to play with them. So in new words, or not new words, but when you're playing with new people, I love the fact that you either have some people that are down to be vulnerable and open, or you got some people that are like just boxed in. Both are great, but you have to decide. It's just like, you know, you go out to an event and you see people and you see some people talking to some people and they're dressed a certain way and you like that vibe, or you like their hat or whatever, or you see some people and you're like, oh, that's not really my vibe, but, you know, I'm going to go talk to them anyways.
They're here too.
You know, so we all up in this event right now.
Yeah.
And we all communicating. And so I love doing that because at least in this musical event, we're all trying to create something. Now, one thing that's for certain is this person over here probably doesn't have the same idea of music as this person, or the same goal, right? And so the different goals means that we're going to play differently, but we're still trying to create that one thing beautiful, which is to sound good, to play good, make people feel good. You know, so it's fun to have that because you really don't know what's going to happen. Versus when you're playing with people that you've been playing with, it's like you catching up with an old homie, you know, old homegirl. We popping it, you know. This is regular for us. We play a new song, but we just same conversation, just different.
Yeah,
you know. And, you know, sometimes there's heated arguments, you know, in the music. Yeah. Sometimes, man, why the heck did you play that? That was, you know. But then it's like, oh, hey, that was bad, right? Or, shoot, I thought it was great. You didn't like it? All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you keep it pushing. That's like, you know. So I love both aspects because you don't know what you're going to get versus you know something. But you got to catch up with the people you've played with, you know?
Yeah. Whether you're the band leader or not, do you feel like you always have the same responsibility as the drummer of a band?
I think the role changes sometimes. I play with this incredible singer. Her name is Catherine Russell. And in her band, the role is different because I'm not as free as I am with my band, right? In her music, we playing 30s, 40s kind of blues and jazz and R&B, shuffle kind of energy. And so when I'm playing that music, I'm serving the song, you know. That's what I'm doing in any kind of song, regardless. So the role will change, but my mentality is the same.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what serves the song, not what serves me.
Yeah. And it's easy for you to, like, you don't have to think about.
Yeah, man, I don't matter in this song.
It just happens.
Who cares about me? They care about the song.
Yeah.
People are here to hear the song. I do not matter in this song.
You do not need to get in the way.
I don't need to be in the way. The music is the only thing that needs to happen. So what I need to do is yield to the music and allow the music to do what it has to do. And if my role in this song is to just play some pocket, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
You've got to have some experience teaching now.
Yes.
We talked about listening earlier and like developing the ear. Do you feel like you can teach people how to be better listeners, or like what is your approach in that, or are there tools that you can give somebody?
Man, that's a hard thing, because the reason that's hard is because you can tell somebody to do something. That don't mean they can try it. That don't mean they can really do it. Listening takes time. I'm still not the best listener, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's important to put yourself in situations where you have to do that. Like, I'm always trying to learn. And so I would put myself in the places to where I have to listen. And if I feel like I'm not listening, then in that moment, I try and switch it on. It's like, okay, let me just listen to this person. Now, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be times where you listen to somebody and you're just kind of like, man, I ain't really even trying to hear this, but I'm listening, though.
Yeah.
Let me hear what you're saying just so I can give you a response.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's because if not, then why talk? Why are we wasting breath?
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know if I can teach listening, but if there was something that I can say is just, man, just teach yourself how to listen. Just work on it. Go to a coffee shop, or if you're at a coffee shop, or wherever you're at. Even if you're watching a video, listen to what they're talking about. Well, that's easier, actually, than human interaction listening, for sure. But it's the same in music. Like, this interaction and us talking and listening and me digesting what you're saying and then giving you a response.
Yeah.
It's the same in music.
Making choices.
It's just faster time there.
Yeah.
You know, I have time to sit and think right now.
Yeah, you can't just stop playing drums in the middle of that conversation usually.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that has to keep going. So that's why you can't think when you're playing. You have to just, it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's vulnerable, man. You naked up there. I'm serious. You don't look naked, but you know what I mean.
But you love it.
Yeah, I love it, man. I don't know. I've been trying to fool with different music to see what else gives me that feeling, you know, and I don't know what else gives me that feeling. It's so free, you know. I was watching Haley's Mason's part that you did with them on this show.
Yeah.
And she was saying the same thing. She said when she was maybe 5, she had the clarinet, and she was sitting in the living room and had the clarinet, hugging it. And her mom came in and asked her, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I flew. I'm flying."
She flew.
You know, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it, at least.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's that same feeling.
It's a pretty special thing if you can tap into it, for sure.
You can tap into it.
And I think there's, different avenues for different people in doing that. And like, I don't know, like you brought up sports earlier, and you playing sports as a kid, and even last night, like I played ice hockey, and I feel like, it's just like the magic of slipping into a rhythm. Like last night I was just feeling it. Like I played goalie, and like I was just
nothing.
But just following every instinct and not hesitating on them. That's like part of like floating. I think
no time to think.
It's just like watching, a basketball player like really get in that rhythm where they just can't miss. You know, it's like that's floating too.
Yeah,
like that's just being locked into something.
Yep.
And it's just very undeniable and incredible.
Yep, and that's what happens in the music too. I approach music as if I was an athlete. Because the jazz musician's lifestyle isn't really the healthiest. We up late. It's free alcohol, barely free food, but they'll give you free alcohol before they give you free food. It's so backwards. I can't even get a healthy meal.
Yeah.
But I can get some alcohol.
Tough to get a meal ticket, but here's a $25 drink tab.
Yeah, man, they'll hook that up quick. So it's not the best for health. But
Yeah.
you know, so I kind of had to reapproach that, man. You know, I'm in the gym. You know, I try and get my sleep. If I don't have gigs, I ain't going out. I'm trying to get my sleep because, you know, you travel all the time as a musician. If you're touring a lot and that's what you're doing, man, you out all the time. Europe, Australia, wherever, Africa, different time zones, different air, you know, different fragrances, and you're around tons of people who's, you're on the plane, snot-nosed kids, snot-nosed adults. Nobody be washing their hands. You know, people, you're around all of that stuff, man. So it's really hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle while playing this music. It's not impossible, you know, but it's really tough. So I changed my whole thing up, or I'm changing it.
New record on the way.
Yes, sir.
What's
October
the release date?
31st.
All right. Halloween. The new record drops.
Yes, sir. It's called Hand of Gifts.
Hand of Gifts. Domo Branch.
Domo Branch.
What do you feel like you achieved with this new record that you hadn't achieved before on a recording?
I think I achieved just a love for it. Like this, my last album, I like it a lot. I don't think my compositions were super strong, but I think the energy and the music and the vibe was incredible.
Yeah.
I think this next record, it just shows, I'm very proud of it because it shows some growth, you know, from my last album. It shows some growth in my playing, but in my musicality, you know, and also just, I love it, man. So I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I love it, man. I'm so happy with this album because it sounds like something that I would listen to in high school or something that I could just throw on and be like, oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know? That's what it feels like to me when I listen to it. So y'all should go listen to it. It's coming out on Halloween. It's called Hand of Gifts.
It's going to be available very soon, so stay up on that. And yeah, man, just to like close things out, you know, you talked about how much you love being around your family in Portland, Oregon, growing up here and making that move across the country. Like how proud of yourself are you that you took that risk and like went after it? And like especially the way that your life has unfolded since, and like getting to tour around the world and play this music like as your day to day.
Well, first, man, I'm a spiritual being, and I pray every day, and I give thanks because once again I could not have been here right now, or I could have not had a leg right now.
Yeah.
You know, we all have our trials and tribulations and our struggles in our life. We have to be thankful though, because we still get another day. So that's what I do, man. I think about that every day, and I just always give thanks. I could be out on the street. You know, I could not have a place to live. I could have no gigs. You know.
Yeah.
So before the music, before the drums, you know, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for another day to see my family and talk to them. I'm thankful for another day to be able to learn music and listen to music and then perform if I can and practice. Those are my big three things right there: health, family, and then the music.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thankful for it all. And I'm very proud of myself. I haven't really had the time, you know, when you're in the mix of doing everything, you don't really have the time to see it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just in it. You know, and so when you can kind of sit back for a second, that's why I said yesterday when I was telling my brother, we was in Hawaii, literally got back last night. I was telling him, I'm just like, man, I got here off the drums, you know, just thinking about how far I've come from playing the drums. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very happy for myself. And I think the album sounds incredible. I think that I should be getting paid millions of dollars. I mean, I think that we jazz musicians should. We doing a cypher just in music with instruments. I should be getting millions of dollars too.
Hell yeah.
You know? That's what I'm talking about. So all y'all people out there, give me some money. No,
hit the Venmo.
Yeah,
we'll put that link in the
man. Just go support the album. Go listen to it and tell your friends about it. It's once again, it's coming out October 31st, and it's called Hand of Gifts.
Yeah,
it's a banger.
Until then, there's a lot of music to check out that's available now, and there's some live sets up on YouTube, and I'll definitely put everything in the links so people can keep up with you. And
I appreciate that. There's some singles too coming out too, so
stay tuned for those. Yeah,
stay tuned.
Yeah, beautiful to hear your story, where you're at with it, and just beautiful music, man. I'm excited for this record to drop, and just see what's next for you.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to have been here, man, and just talking with you. It's been a very pleasurable time. And also, my boy Noah, I've talked to him about you too, and he just always has great things to say about you.
Love Noah Simpson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damo, we're going to play it out with Big Moves. That's the first single off the new record that is out and about now. So you can get a little preview of that record. But we end every episode, Damo, with the guest of the show saying the tagline, which is, "It's a program." It's just the way that my grandfather says the word program. He always says program. So we just do "It's a program" from the guest to sail things out. You can deliver it however you would like. Just the Domo Branch, "It's a program." It's the one time I'll ask you to look into this camera here.
Okay. Let me take off my glasses for that one. So you want me to say Domo Branch is the program?
You don't have to say your name, but it's a program. You can say
it for grandpops, right?
This is for grandpops. It's a program, and you can say it however you'd like.
Ready?
Go for it.
It's a program.
He nailed it, everybody. That's Domo Branch. All the links will be in the episode notes. We're going to play it out with Big Moves.
Hey, man, thank you so much
for having me. So much fun.
Thank you, man.
That's the Jelly Jams, and we will catch you on the flip side, Portland, New York, wherever you are listening from. Bam. Did it. Done.